Hello my dear students, in this class we are continuing with lesson 3, the Delhi Sultanate, and in the last video we discussed about the Turkish conquest of North India, Muhammad Ghori's invasion, establishment of Delhi Sultanate, then slave dynasty, and here we discussed about Qutbuddin Aibak, Iltutmish, Ghiyasuddin Balban, etc. etc. Next we discussed about Khalji dynasty, here we learned about Alauddin Khalji, then his policies, etc. etc. And next dynasty we discussed about Tughlaq dynasty. In the last video we learned about Tughlaq dynasty, and here we discussed about a prominent ruler from this dynasty, that is Muhammad bin Tughlaq, and he was an unsuccessful ruler. I told you in the last class we discussed all the unsuccessful measures adopted by Muhammad bin Tughlaq. What was that? Shift of capital, campaigns, taxation, token currency, etc. etc. Okay, these ideas were a failure. It was an unsuccessful policies adopted by Muhammad bin Tughlaq. So after the death of Muhammad bin Tughlaq, he was succeeded by his cousin Firoz Tughlaq. Okay, and here we are going to discuss, in this video we are going to study about Firoz Tughlaq. Okay, after the death of Muhammad bin Tughlaq, he was succeeded by his cousin Firoz Tughlaq. After the death of Muhammad bin Tughlaq, his cousin Firoz Tughlaq became the next sultan. Okay, and at the time of Muhammad bin Tughlaq, the treasury was empty because of his unsuccessful experiments, lowered his prestige. Revolt broke out in many parts of his empire, and province began to break also. For solving these issues, so for solving these problems, Firoz Tughlaq, he adopted some measures, so some reforms, and here we will discuss about the reforms that adopted by Firoz Tughlaq. Okay, and first he imposed a tax that was paid by the non-Muslims. That name of the tax is jizya. Okay, and this special tax to be paid by non-Muslims. Okay, and he adopted these measures for the Muslim community only. Okay, for make them happy. He imposed a new tax, jizya, a special tax that should pay by the non-Muslims. Okay, and I told you in the last class, the nobles, they were turned hostile, so for make them happy to win the over the nobles, Firoz made the post and land rights of civil army official hereditary. After the death of a noble, his son, he will become the next official. Okay, and he introduced new tax, jizya, and next reform he made by Tughlaq, that is he wrote of the loans. At the time of Muhammad bin Tughlaq, he gave the many loans. The peasants had to be given loans to restore cultivation. At the time of farming, Tughlaq, he had given many loans to the farmers. Okay, at the time of Firoz Tughlaq, he wrote off all the number of loans, and he abolished some taxes and reduced the rate of land revenue also. Okay, and according to him, when we will discuss about Firoz Tughlaq, he was a builder also. He built many towns such as Jaunpur and Firozpur. Jaunpur and Firozpur, they were the towns that built by Firoz Tughlaq. Okay, and these towns had hospitals, libraries, mosques, and palaces. Firoz had two Ashoka pillars brought from Khizrabad and Meerut to decorate his fort Kotla Firoz Shah. Okay, now it is in Delhi. Firoz, as a builder, he built many towns. Example, Jaunpur and Firozpur. And this town had many facilities. It had hospitals, libraries, mosques, palaces, etc. etc. And he built many madrasas also. And he gave more importance for learning, so that for encouraging the education, he built madrasas to promote education, for promote learning. And he died in 1388. And after the death of Firoz Tughlaq, the empire, the Sultanate, rapidly declined. Okay, in 1388, Firoz Tughlaq, he died. After the death of Firoz Tughlaq, the Sultanate, it rapidly declined, destroyed. Okay, and now we are going to study about another important personality who came to India and attacked India. Okay, who is that? Timur or Timurlang. He was the ruler of Samarkand or Central Asia. He came to India, he invaded India in 1398 and he occupied some territories in northwest and he reached up to Delhi and he killed many people and he plundered many wealth of the people and he killed many people, he plundered many cities and carried away enormous wealth also. And here we are going to start to discuss about Timur invasion. He came from Samarkand in Central Asia. He came to India. He invaded India in 1398. He occupied some territories in the northwest and he reached up to Delhi. He plundered many cities. He took away the wealth and he killed many people. And after some days, Timur left an Afghan chief named Kisir Khan in charge of his Indian territories. The Tughlaq could not recover their power after Timur invasion because Timur, he was very strong and ablest ruler. So Tughlaq could not recover their power after Timur invasion. And their dynasty ended in 1412. In 1414, Kisir Khan occupied Delhi also. He established a Sayyid dynasty. Who was Kisir Khan? In charge of Timur's Indian territories. Okay, and Kisir Khan, he occupied Delhi, he captured Delhi and he established the Sayyid dynasty. So we are going to study about another important ruler, that is Bahulal Lodhi. Okay, Bahulal Lodhi, and he belongs to Lodhi dynasty. The Lodhis, they were Afghan tribesmen and they came to India at the reign of Muhammad bin Tughlaq, and Bahulal Lodhi, he founded the Lodhi dynasty. He captured or he extended Lodhi rule from Punjab to west borders of Bihar. Now we are going to discuss about Lodhi dynasty. Bahulal Lodhi, he founded the Lodhi dynasty. The Lodhis, actually they were Afghan tribesmen. They came to India at the period of or at the reign of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Bahulal Lodhi, he was succeeded by his ablest son Sikandar Lodhi, and he brought the nobles under control, tightened the spice system, promote agriculture, regulated market prices, etc. etc. After the death of Bahulal Lodhi, his son Sikandar Lodhi, he became the next sultan, and Sikandar, he brought the nobles under his control, he tightened the spice system, he promote agriculture and regulated market prices. Okay, and Sikandar Lodhi, after the death of Sikandar Lodhi, his son Ibrahim Lodhi became the next king. Okay, Sikandar Lodhi was succeeded by his son Ibrahim Lodhi. At this time, Rana Sanga, the ruler of Mewar, had extended his territories up to Bayana near Agra. This endangered the Lodhi Empire. This was a rebellion in Bihar too. So Daulat Khan, now we are going to start about Daulat Khan. He was the governor of Punjab. He invited Babur for what? For defeating Ibrahim Lodhi. Daulat Khan, he was the governor of Punjab. He invited Babur for defeating Ibrahim Lodhi, and Daulat Khan wanted to overthrow Ibrahim Lodhi from his position. Oh, so he sought the help of Babur. Who was Babur? He was a Central Asian chief. So Babur invaded India. Babur came to India and defeated Ibrahim Lodhi in 1526, the battlefield of Panipat. Okay, Ibrahim Lodhi replaced senior commanders with young loyal leaders. That was the reason for the issues, for the problem. So this incident displeased many of the nobles, especially the governor of Punjab. Who was the governor of Punjab on those days? Daulat Khan. So he was displeased by this incident, this reformation. So he invited Babur. Babur was a Central Asian chief, and he came to India. He invaded India and defeated Ibrahim Lodhi. So this was the or Babur established a new empire, that is Mughal Empire. Lodhi dynasty and Delhi Sultanate came to an end after the arrival of Babur. Okay, so now we are going to discuss about what are the important causes for the decline of Delhi Sultanate. I told you in the last class, first reason, the unsuccessful measures that adopted, unsuccessful ideas, that was the main reason. Muhammad bin Tughlaq's unsuccessful projects was the main reason for the widespread disturbances and misery among the people, and this led to the several rebellions. The various regions both in the north and south broke away to establish independent kingdom. So that was the main reason. Muhammad bin Tughlaq's project caused widespread disturbances. Okay, and the Sultanate rulers depended heavily on military might to control the empire. They give more importance for their military because they need to capture more areas, more places, and they didn't give any importance for the common people. And their policies were always guided by the needs of the army only, and not by the needs of the people. This was the second reason. They give more importance for maintaining army only. They give no, or they didn't give more importance for the people. The rulers who came after Muhammad bin Tughlaq aligned large sections of the people by imposing jizya on non-Muslim. I told you, Firoz Tughlaq, he imposed a new tax, that is jizya. That was also a reason. Okay, and the later rulers made official possessions and land rights hereditary, which in the long run created a group of self-seeking, powerful nobles who hatched conspiracies, especially during the reigns of weak rulers. Nobles become more powerful and they made conspiracies, and especially during the reign of weak rulers. The nobles, they become more powerful than the sultans. That was also another reason for the decline of Delhi Sultanate. Okay, the first one, Muhammad bin Tughlaq's unsuccessful policies. Second one, sultans, they give more importance for military reformation. They didn't give any importance for the common people. And Firoz Tughlaq, he imposed a new tax, that is jizya. That was also a reason for number of rebellions. And the Timur invasion gave lasting blow to the already weakened empire. Timur invasion, that was also a reason for the cause of the decline of Delhi Sultanate. These are the important reasons. Once again, I will summarize what we have learned in the lesson. In this lesson, we discussed about Firoz Tughlaq. After the death of Muhammad bin Tughlaq, his son, his cousin Firoz Tughlaq became the next sultan. He made many reformation. He imposed jizya, and he wrote off the number of loans and abolished certain taxes also. And he was a builder. He built many towns, example Jaunpur and Firozpur. Next we discussed about Timur Lang, isn't it? And he was a ruler of Samarkand in Central Asia. He invaded India and he captured many areas in the northwest. And he also took along skilled artisans to work on monuments in Samarkand. He plundered the wealth of India and he killed many people. So after the arrival of Timur, Tughlaq could not recover their power after. Okay, and Lodhi dynasty, here we discussed about Bahula Lodhi. He was the founder of Lodhi dynasty. After Bahula Lodhi, or after the death of Bahula Lodhi, he was succeeded by his able son Sikandar Lodhi. And he was a strong ruler. He brought the noble under his control, tightened spy system, etc., etc. And next we discussed about Ibrahim Lodhi. After the death of Sikandar Lodhi, his son Ibrahim Lodhi became the next ruler. Okay, and he made many reformations. Example, he replaced senior commanders with young loyal leaders. So this incident displeased the nobles, especially the governor of Punjab, Daulat Khan. He invited Babur for defeating Ibrahim Lodhi. And Babur came to India, invaded India and defeated Ibrahim Lodhi at the Battle of Panipat. This was the end of the Lodhi dynasty as well as the Delhi Sultanate. And here we are going to discussed about the causes. Then we discussed about the causes on decline, causes for the decline of the Delhi Sultanate, for Muhammad bin Tughlaq's unsuccessful policies, and they give importance for military only. Then we discussed about the Taimur's invasion. After Taimur invasion, the Delhi Sultanate start to decline because he was very strong and ableist ruler. Okay, I think up to here it is very clear. If you have any doubt, you can ask through the comments.